What's the most edgy level in Geometry Dash? A flower house? I mean, it's pretty edgy, but it lacks more edgy stuff. Abyss of Darkness? Maybe, but we're still not there. 666? Well, it probably is 666. But let me rephrase that question. What's the edgiest level in Geometry Dash's Demonlist? The 150 hardest levels. Well, you're hearing its song right now. It's Super Hate Me World. Oh, Super Hate Me World. The name's already pretty interesting. It has a complete black and red hellish style, has dye texts everywhere, has blood dripping all around the place, faces with X on their eyes. It has it all. It's currently placed at number 66 on the Demonlist, and I, as a victor of it, wanted to talk to you about its history, its quality, and my experience beating it. And yeah, I've been searching a bit, and apparently this level was started 9 years ago? It was created by Ice Cave, and after uploading a showcase of the level on their channel, they stated in the description. It started in 1.9, finished in 2019. That's old. That means its creation was started before the release of games like Undertale, Rocket League, before Old Slaughterhouse 2. He started it inspired by a level named Resident Evil by Nubas, which used the same song. Super Hate Me World looked something like this at the time, and you can definitely see the resemblance with the level by Nubas. Apparently the point of the level is to make you hate the creator and the level itself by how insufferable it is. Is it noticeable when playing the level? I guess we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, the level's cool for 1.9. Wait, what happened here? Well, the song got banned from Newgrounds, which made Ice Cave lose motivation on the level and stopped decorating it halfway done. Luckily, they ended up finishing it in 2019, and 2 years later, it was verified by UFWM. So that's the full history, right? Sometime later, Ice Cave and End Level would host a collab to remake the level, with new decoration and a lot of small buffs. This will be finished in 2022 and verified by Curse in September, making the level rated shortly after and placing as the 30th hardest level in the game. And that's the actual history of the level. But is it good? Sorry. Got too close to the camera. Yeah, I also need a haircut, so this is the solution for now. Well, the point is that the level is made to be awful. But let's quickly analyze it, no bias. So the level starts with 144 FPS frame perfect or something like that, which is bad. It's bad. 4 out of 5 attempts go like this. After that you have this annoying ass blue orb. In 240 FPS you have 2 frames for the first jump. If you jump on the first frame, this blue orb is free. If you jump on the second one, this becomes a timing. And it's annoying because now you'll always have to do the timing because you don't know in which frame you previously jumped. So you'll sometimes die when you shouldn't, and then you have to do this amazing first jump again. But well, I can't stop so much for each click. Everything is alright until this guy arrives. Who does he think he is? Well, this is just really hard, pretty similar to the first jump because you're like constantly here or here. And then this again. So what's next? Oh yeah, actually this spam isn't that bad. You just have to spam like Mr. Krabs with 2 hands and you'll end up getting the hang of it. So it's like taka taka, you wait a bit, taka 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 taka. Taka, 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 taka. Then I do 5 clicks with one hand to get where I want, and another with my left hand to get the correct gravity and jump on here. This is what I consider the introduction of the level, and it's pretty bad, yeah. But to be fair, it's the hardest part of the level, along with the end. Passing the introduction, you have a boring straight fly with a title above it like Super Hate Me World. The gameplay isn't that interesting, it just has a few portals along it, until you reach the ball, and you're presented with some timings. It's a bit of a memory part, which contrasts a bit with the rest of the level, but the whole thing has like a short of 1.9 impossible style to it, so a ball memory section kinda fits. Everything is pretty straightforward, but for some clicks you can take visual cues. Like this one, where the moment the ball touches the end of this platform, you click and go between these spikes. It's pretty good, except for this click, which kinda sucks. You have to click very late to get here, and also to get the mini portal to get through the spikes. The problem is, it's kinda blind. I click to the rhythm of the music, and it usually works, but it's less precise and so you sometimes don't do it right. If you do it late, you'll transform into a sheep and die horribly, but you'll also see a cute Easter egg. The problem is, even if you only touch the mini portal, sometimes you'll hit this block if you click a bit too late, which is annoying. But more annoying is clicking a frame before touching the portal and getting there in big size, where you just kinda have to wait to die. Passing this ball, you'll get to a pretty easy UFO section, where after a few easy clicks, you'll have to spam, because spamming for 4 seconds is funny. This section is really easy, but at some point you're gonna fail there. You just legally have to die at least once to the spam, and then you're gonna get really mad because really? Are you telling me in all those frames I just happened to not click? I actually think I did click there and the game didn't register it because fuck me. I died like 3 times there and I clicked, alright? Here, you can also read again super hate me world, because in case you die here, you'll in fact hate the level. In case you don't get dropped, you'll then get into a fully black section. If you've noticed that I haven't talked too much about the decoration, it's just that there's just not too much to talk about. It's a really edgy hell theme level, which is like the excuse to talk about it in this video. But yeah, it looks pretty good. I like this style of handwritten text. Oh yeah, so what's next in the level? Oh, 2 blind jumps, okay. Even though blind jumps are not really cool, we don't really like that. They're not that bad, they're just tiny singular spikes. You kinda just have to know when to jump. After playing for a bit, your brain will just know and you'll do at the right time. Bam, bam. Also above them, you have a text saying break, in a typical 1.9 style, which I guess is talking about this dark part, because right after that text you have a wave section that looks like everything except a break. This is the only wave part in the level and it's actually pretty fun. It's a tight, slow wave with a pretty clear click pattern which goes along well with the music. Like, take a moment to listen to it. I don't know how curse clicks that loud, oh my god. So important things about this part are 1. In order to make the wave harder, there are tiny spikes everywhere. Which, okay, you're just minding your own business and then BAM! You get sniped by random mini spike number 13. 2. At the end of the wave there's a spam, where the best thing is to have a click speed where you just avoid the last spike perfectly by going down. I didn't have any problems with this, but when entering the cube portal I used to let the wave go down. Now, that wasn't a problem until one attempt, BAM! Bad luck. Well, it was luckily from Starpus, but I got traumatized by it, and since then I always enter that portal by going up. 3. These 3 fast clicks are a bit random, as sometimes you'll just touch slightly that bottom middle spike due to bad luck, and BAM! Bad luck. Also, another thing to mention, I changed my grip when playing a few months ago. I now play like this with my keyboard, and this hasn't been always like that because I used to play like a moron. I used to click with 2 fingers for whatever reason. I don't know, it was just better, okay? The point is, this wave, especially those 3 clicks and the spam at the end, are like terrible when playing like this.
No. Wait, I'm broken?
As you've seen, if you weren't too distracted with the die smiley faces, there's a singular click at this cube. You have to jump to land on the middle of the pad, as if you don't do it that way, you'll die to the top spike or to the ones next to the pad. There's also a tiny haha, which I think is a pretty cool addition, along with the usage of 1.9 blocks and some other old stuff, which I think fits the level considering its history. From here, the level starts going for a more black and white style, a bit out of nowhere, but better than it being black and red forever, I guess. You then enter a ship, which is again just Refly, although this one has the specialty of having a weird ass entrance. You have to like start clicking a bit late, and then quickly go a bit higher, and then go straight. It luckily gets kinda consistent, but I sure hope there aren't any other weird entrances to ship, right? By the way, do you like playing with a UFO? No? I guess you said no, because no one really likes it. Well, you will hate it even more if you play this next part. It's like free, and then you have like the single worst click ever created by society, before going back again to a happy easy click pattern. I swear to god, this click made me so mad, it's like the most 50-50 thing ever. Oh no! Passing that monstrosity, we have a cube that we're gonna ignore, because then you have a ball which is just clicked into the music and nothing else. Alright, this isn't the most interesting part of the level. In fact, when I was gonna write this part of the script, I gave up and just went to sleep. Future me will do it, right? Future me will do it. The most interesting part is the decoration with the flashes of red, text and faces. But I swear to god, after this ball and this random ass cube, we have quite an interesting ship part. It's a section entirely based on inverse ship control. And alright, this is gonna sound like a 360 bypass, mega hack, say device thing. But 2.2 ship is like awful. I've heard people saying that it feels better than 2.1, which no, but alright. Even though I like this ship, it still has some weird things. For example, here to survive you have to click this orb the earliest you can, and then fall as quick as you can to not eat that spike. It doesn't sound that bad until you sometimes die by clicking the orb too early, and then another time you die by doing it too well. It's kinda annoying, you know, but I guess that means Ice Cave did a good job, right? You have to quickly correct yourself here to not hit the top spike, and then you have like the most silent gap ever. It is so dark that I always thought this was as hard as the other gaps, but when I looked to the old version and saw this, I was like, this is nerfed now, right? But then I watched Letim's comparison video of both and nope, apparently it's just impossible. So yeah, that's funny. After this, you have invisible big size portal, which leads you into a like 3 seconds strafe fly, which sucks. I don't know if it's the speed changes or everything turning to black for some moments, or like the 2.2 physics or that die text that messes with your brain. Well, except that last one, it's probably a combination of everything. But like, it happens a lot that you're just going there, and at one point you do a micro click and the ship gets like possessed and go like whoop and go down for 1 billion years until you die. And then you get mad. I'm not saying that happened to me, it's just something that can happen. Also, there's a fixed hitbox at the end, which, alright, whatever. You are really completing the list of the worst things a level can have. Fixed hitboxes is when you make the part that kills you of the spike bigger, to be more accurate. Which is just an excuse to make something harder without moving structures, because that takes time. Yeah, I kinda don't support the usage of them, I don't know if you realized. By the way, remember that I said that there's an invisible portal that makes you big? Well, all the portals in this level are actually visible or have the excuse of being hidden by the floor or ceiling. Except for this one at the spam, but who cares? You just click really fast until you don't have to, it's not like it really matters. It's different here though, this is the only invisible portal with no reason, and it can make you die by making your hitbox bigger, not exactly when you expected it. Again, not like it happened to me, just wanted to point it out. Seems like I'm a big hater, but look, I kinda like the gameplay of the ship, and I like that big red glow that appears sometimes. So yeah, that makes up for the bad things I said. Careful, we're about to reach what I consider the last section of the level. Like the last bit you have to overcome to beat Super Hate Me World. And it fucking sucks. I mean, let's analyze it. Decoration wise, I think all of this is my favorite part. You have like these complex block designs with the comeback of a really strong red that makes you feel like you're actually at the end of the level. You have that cool face and like everything is spiky with blood. I really like it. But the gameplay, I swear to god, these 3 orbs are impossible. Imagine the UFO I said I hate earlier, but instead of being 1 impossible click, it was 3. The yellow orb, you just have to click it crazy late, hard but understandable at least. But the blue orbs are impossible. There are spikes above and below it, so you have to do a trajectory like this, where it's kinda hard to click exactly there at the speed you're falling. So yeah, it's really hard to not die to neither of those 2 spikes. Also, just after that, you have to do some tight timings, which I died to. Well, I actually died from 0 to everything you can die here, so I could keep renting, but I kinda did that too much already. Spam! You have a free spam and then reach a ship, which is free too. I mean, that part with the portals actually imposes a bit, but it's free, don't worry about it. And then you reach the last cube of the level. And I'm gonna quickly say what I think of each click. I hate you, you're alright, but I died there, so I hate you. And then the spam, which is alright. But it has fixed hitboxes. Nah, you're fine. These are pretty hard timings, there are fixed hitboxes everywhere, and everything gets dark exactly on the hardest clicks. I died to this cube 3 times, which... I actually died to this cube 3 times, that's kinda depressing. You pass the spam, and then you finally reach the last part of the level. Judge it by yourself. Yeah, what is this, bro? Going down is the worst part by far. To enter you can do only 1 click, 2 clicks, more even. But doesn't matter how you do it, it always sucks. You do a really hard spray fly, go quickly up and then do a easy one, and BAM! You've now completed Super Hate Me World by Ice Cave and more. So after watching all of this, you'll probably say, why would you play this instead of any other good level on the list? And I will probably tell you... So, y'all don't see this, but I'm actually in great pain right now. It's 3 AM. 3 AM. I'm recording this. I wanna die. By the way, do you like my wallpaper? It's Sunset Sandstorm. So I'm not gonna bother you too much with the progress, alright? This took me 4 days. First day playing it. My objective was to get a decent run from some point of the level to 100%. I learned everything since this vault to the end, and my best run was 58 to 100, BAM! Pretty good if you ask me. Since this run was to 100, I had to pass the impossible ship at the end. Maybe by looking at how many times I died there trying to get the run, we can estimate how many times I died there from the beginning of the level, like trying to complete it. Try to guess how many times I died there from 58. Well, it was actually 15 times. Day 2. What I did was ignore that and try to get the level in 3 runs. So I had 58 to 100, I had to get to 58 in 2 runs. I then learned the whole level and tried to get to the completely dark part from the beginning. It probably wasn't gonna be that bad. Everything except the first 10% is pretty easy, so it was so bad. It was so bad. It took me like an hour of dying to the same 3 things over and over again. And you know the worst part? The shakes. Levels may have shakes which move the whole screen, and as you can imagine, that's pretty bad for playing. Well, most people deactivate them because the game lets you to. Not even Ice Cave Showcase of the level uses it. But me, a certified dumbass, said, nah, they can't be that bad, and now for the first jump, which was already impossible, I have the whole screen breakdancing. All thanks to this guy. And my pride didn't let me turn them off, so I just beat it like that. Okay, 1 hour later, I got 42%. GP, clap for that. Only thing left was to get around from 42 to 58. Was it quick? Well, yeah. The wave got really consistent, except for the fact that the screen is breakdancing too. Actually, the whole level has shakes, I don't know what I was thinking. But now I had the level in 3 runs. Woo! Day 3. So I actually started streaming here, as I thought maybe today I will beat it. Well, before streaming, I was practicing from 39 to not embarrass the stream for 30 minutes before actually doing something. I, as expected, didn't get any good run, and they muted the microphone to go to the bathroom before going live. But I'm apparently addicted to GD, so I, for some reason, gave it another try before going to the bathroom, and ¿qué? Tío, justo muteé el micro. Justo muteé. Yeah, that happened. Level in 2 rounds. Woo! I started the stream and now the only thing left was to beat the level. So I wanted to get new best pretty quickly. It actually took me 30 minutes, but who cares? I reached the wave and look at me going. Wait, I died. Alright, 63, pretty good. I died to the free clicks, but pretty cool, yeah. Let's just put quickly all my new bests. ¡Mira! ¡No, tío! Why did they stop? Oh yeah, I got a raid from Diamond Splash! He's been a top player since 2.0 or so, and I've actually been a fan of him for years. Apparently I was such a fan that my heart went up to 165 BPM. He surprised me so bad that my heart started going as fast as my monitor refresh rate. But yeah, after talking like a fan for a bit, everything went back to normal. Yeah, I obviously died to the impossible clicks. But 10 minutes after that... Oh yeah, that's why I told you earlier. I passed everything hard and died to the easiest click in that cube. And also, when I was gonna stop playing, my game crashed. And I lost all my data from that stream. Day 4. So this was the last stream. Sorry for the spoiler. And before y'all say anything, yes, I was wearing the same shirt. It's the only one that I have that kinda matches the level. Yeah, I kinda like to do that. In fact, I'm planning on being congruation with this shirt. Can you guess why? Yeah, the level is boring. More than this one. So, I start the stream and Dice is there. He's a verifier of Oblivion and a top player in general. Really cool guy. He beat this the day before my stream and told me that the ship at 80, which I died a few times, got consistent for him by just locking in. But yeah, you just kinda have to lock in. I'm gonna lock in and I will do it. Maybe you're right. and a few attempts later, I apparently kept locked in and did 39 to 100 again. I locked in. So all I had to do was log in, 18 minutes into the stream, and I got 39 to 100 again. I will be today pretty fast, right?
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
And it took me some hours to get past 91%, so here are some quick clips that happened along the way.
¡Un bicho! ¡Una araña! ¡Tu puta madre!
¿Cómo estás, hermano? A esta araña le dedico el nivel. Es por el shake. Esto lo intento sin shake, ¿vale? So I wanna pause for a moment here. Do you remember the dark part, where your brain has to naturally do those jumps? Well, this happened almost 4 hours into the stream. Okay, pretty dumb. But the thing that broke my sleepy ass was that this happened literally the next attempt. I was really mad and went to practice it, and I didn't have a star poster, so I had to do a bit of gameplay until reaching that part. I, for some reason, didn't feel like doing it, so I speed hacked it with no clip, and actually took me a while more than it would have by just playing normally. And the worst part is that I reached that part and the speed hack unsynced my music. Music was a big part of my muscle memory with those jumps, so I had to go back and do it legally. And I wasn't fucking able to. And the funniest part is that the next attempt I got past the first jump, this happened. Vamos a ir bien la siguiente y ya está. Alright, let's play a game. What do you think is gonna happen now? A. I'll die entering the Strayfly. B. I'll die to the Strayfly. C. I'll die to the finalist Strayfly as dumb as I am. D. I beat the level. Yeah, this happened. So that was fun. Overall, it was quite a decent experience. I got unlucky with a lot of parts, especially the black and white section, but I fluked the last ship, so who am I to talk? So after all of this, I'm actually glad to know this is a level that I remember with a lot of love. Me voy a suicidar.